Once a week or once every fortnight, whatever you think works for you, have some cookies. Stick a pizza up your ass. Right, as soon as January 2023 comes around and the wider fitness community or the mainstream media knows that a bunch of people are going to try and get in shape, they're going to try and lose fat, they're going to try and lose weight, and they're going to try and get abs, all of a sudden you get a bunch of articles popping up just full of so much conflicting information. We talked about one the other day where it was all like, oh,
you don't need to do cardio to lose fat.
That is confusing. I read one this morning that was all like, if you want to get in the best shape in your life, you've got to eat a bunch of eggs. Now, when people don't know what they're doing, they will stop doing cardio because they think they've stumbled across the secret. They will start eating a bunch of eggs because they think they've stumbled across the secret. But that is not true at all. So I just wanted to do a quick reminder. This is what you need to know. The first is getting healthy is hard, right? It's not hard in principle. All you have to do is start eating healthy food and you're going to understand what healthy food is. And all you got to do is start moving around more. But actually, when push comes to shove and you're trying to balance that out with the rest of your life, there are some days when you wake up and the last thing you want to do is go on a treadmill. The last thing you want to do is go and lift some weights. And the last thing you want to do is eat a salad. Nobody wants to eat a salad. What did the Simpsons say?
You don't win friends with salad. You don't win friends with salad.
Exactly. When you understand that, it's like anything else in your life. You don't go into it thinking it's going to be easy. You don't go into it thinking it's going to be simple. You don't go into it thinking it's going to be a cakewalk. The irony of that, you approach it in the way that you deem fit. And when you do something like that, it never feels as hard because you've automatically mentally prepared your brain. So just remember that. Do you have the tools? Absolutely. Can you do it? Absolutely. Can you reach all your fitness goals? Of course you can. Do not think it's going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in a week. It's not going to happen in a fortnight. It's not going to happen in a month. It may not even happen in 6 months. That's not what we're trying to achieve here. What we're trying to achieve is having a consistent, healthy lifestyle, which is going to help you going forward. So maybe if you do feel a bit sloggy-woggy at the moment, you're going to get rid of that. Maybe if you do feel tired all the time, we're going to get rid of that. And maybe you just look in the mirror and flex your bicep and go, oh my gosh, look at that peak. I'm like Scott Steiner. We are going to be able to sort that as well. No, that's not true. You ain't ever going to get as big as Scott Steiner, but trust me, you don't want to. He's crazy.
See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning.
But major changes take time. And if you're solely obsessed with seeing those changes, you're never going to make it to the finish line anyway. And you want to know why? This is what the article should be talking about. There is no finishing line. So if you want to be 205 pounds and 7% of body fat, you'll get to 205 pounds and 7% of body fat. And then you're going to want to be 215 pounds and 4% body fat. Now, I'm talking extremities here. You don't need to go that far. But the first day you get on a treadmill or the first day you do a bicep curl, this is probably going to be the first day of you never liking your body again. And I don't mean that in a negative way. It's just true. That's how human beings are built. It's like when we go to work and we get one promotion, well, now we want another one, or we get boosted in our wages, well, we'd like a bit more. You get a nice car 3 years down the line, well, I want a nicer car. It's the same with the gym and it's the same with your body. But all of this is perfectly okay as long as, once again, you compartmentalize it in your brain and you find a way to make it fun. That's the other thing. Find a way to enjoy it. So if you don't want to eat eggs, don't eat eggs. If you don't want to be on a treadmill, do the cross trainer, do the stepper, go to a UFC class, go to an MMA class, go to a wrestling class, go and do boxing, climb a mountain, roll around on your floor. There's 1,000 different things you can do that will count as cardiovascular activity. Maybe you can go to a class. There are classes, my girlfriend goes to them, and it's just called dance. And I say, well, what do you do? And she says this. Just dance. They just throw their arms around, but there's nothing wrong with that. And she looks forward to it every single week. So always remember the basics to everything are simple. Reduce your calories if you're eating too much. Increase your calories to the point if you're trying to put on some weight. That's all it is. Do more cardio in order to get healthy. Pick the healthier option in order to get healthy. I mean, it's right there. Should I have a cheeseburger or should I didn't want to say a salad because there's things in between you can have. But again, should I have a cheeseburger or no, I had a pizza yesterday. Today I will have that salad because moderation is so important and balance is key. There's no easy fix with this either. That's the other thing. People think, well, I just start doing it and all of a sudden, whoop, bang, bullet, here I am. Now, there are a few things that you can do. For example, if you drink way too much alcohol and you're happy to drop alcohol out of your diet, then yes, you can do nothing else and automatically you're going to be drinking less calories and therefore you're going to be getting in better shape. But what so many people do is they go onto YouTube like you've done now, they see an article in some crazy paper on some crazy website, document someone that has dropped alcohol and got into this terrific shape. It fails to mention they were having, an incredible amount of units a week, and then when it doesn't work for you, you can't figure out why. And that's because the article itself was just designed to get some clicks. Ultimately, what works for you is not going to work for someone else, and vice versa. So if you're reading up about some kind of Hollywood actor, or you're reading up about some kind of influencer that you really like, don't copy their program verbatim. Take pieces of advice from it. Take little snippets of it. And then make sure you do that from all over the place. And eventually you'll come up with a routine that works for you. Some people can actually increase their calories and lose more fat. I know it sounds nuts, but it's true. Some people can just go to the gym and they're naturally jacked, and they walk around like they've got a post-gym pump all of the time. It's just something you have to accept. You don't know what your genetics are going to do. Now, we mentioned genetics on YouTube and the comments are going crazy, but they play a huge factor. And what you have to do is you hold your hands up, you accept your lot, and you adapt everything else around it. And then once again, you're not going to be beating yourself up about it, because you're still going to be seeing that evolution. I suppose the big takeaway from all of this should always be, and every single fitness article that's ever been written should say this: you're only in competition with yourself, right? The race is against you. The struggle is against you. That's all it is. Because if you look better at the start of 2024 than you did at the start of 2023, it doesn't matter that The Rock is more jacked than you. The Rock is always going to be more jacked than you.
It doesn't matter what her name was.
For many, many reasons. But think about everything you did over those last 12 months. You put on some muscle, you've lost some body fat, and it means all your friends and family and probably random strangers will look at you going, oh, hi, look at that person. They have absolutely smashed it. And you have to be proud of that fact, and you have to ensure that you allow yourself to feel good about it, because if you don't, why are you doing it to begin with anyway? And make sure you're cheating yourself as well. You know, it's great if you have the mental willpower to stick to a diet 7 days a week, but eventually that's not going to be any good for you anyway. You're going to get sick of it. So go out there and learn about the recipes that you can cook that are good for you, but that also taste nice. And once a week or once every fortnight, whatever you think works for you, have some cookies, stick a pizza up your ass, eat those chips, get that dip, have those nachos. Anything you can do that just feels like a metaphorical or a figurative pat on the back is only going to help you going forward. And that's it. There's no other magic to this. You just decide what you want to do and you do it. So right now, what are my goals when it comes to my own fitness journey? Hate that term, but everyone knows what it means. Trying to maintain as much muscle as possible, and I'm trying to drop body fat. So what am I doing? I'm increasing my cardio here and there. My calories went down a little bit. This week, they went up a little bit because my trainer actually went, Simon, I think you can handle more than this, and we won't send the body into crazy mode, because that's what my body does. If I push it too hard, my body sticks two fingers up at me and goes, you think I'm going to drop any more weight? No, I'm not. I'm going to be a stubborn asshole. And much like real life, it ain't good having a stubborn asshole. You can't poop. So I just wanted to get out there a few sort of more generic headlines that are far more important and far more crucial than the crazy sensationalist ones that you are going to see online. There is no one trick to any of this. So don't just eat eggs. Don't give up doing cardio, because that's good for your heart. And what's the most important part of the body? The heart. The most important muscle, I should say, of the body is the heart. You need that to live. You don't want to look big in a box. I just don't feel like people sing the praises of the simplest thing possible. So I thought I would do it today. Now, please do like the video, share the video, and subscribe with the bell ding ding so you know other videos are going live, notification crew, and just click that video on the screen. YouTube loves it, and my word, do I need some YouTube love right now. Otherwise, patreon.com/Simon316. That's how you can support me. Give me $1. I'd like that $1. I go buy a coffee. Otherwise, grillermind.com/Simon. If you use Simon, you get 10% off. There's a link in the description down there. I get a little bit of money, like to be honest with you. But these are the supplements I use. I use the pre-workout. I use the Raulicine. I use the Gorilla Mode AR. I use their sleep supplement, which is the best sleep supplement I've ever had in my life. I've got their EAAs. Every single one I've ever had tastes good, and I feel like it benefits me, hence why I'm on board to begin with. I'm also on Cameo. Valentine's Day is coming up. If you want me to send nice things to your beau, don't know what that means. Add Simon316 on Instagram and Twitter. Merchandise, prowrestlingtees.com/Simon Miller, and my Samson Athletic tees, which you can get using the links below. I'd appreciate you doing all of that too. Otherwise, take care of yourself. Believe in yourself. You can do this. Don't get distracted by the madness. See you soon.